All right. All right. All right. Okay. So, let me get that right. May 12th to May 16th. Bad week. Straight out the bat, bad week. Monday was good, and Monday is never good. All right. Monday is never good. And yeah, put the AC on here. It's like 32 degrees, so a little hot. But Monday is never good for me. On the past 2 weeks, it's been the only good day. What's going on? Oh, look, I'll show you April. For example, April, look, Tuesday, Wednesdays, What is going on in May? What is going on? It's getting interesting. Anyway, they're all longs. One win, two losses. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. So Monday, okay. Monday, what happens? Market opened up. We shot down, all the way down. We swept liquidity here. We tapped into this 15 and we created an SMT. So let me just zoom in a bit more. So what happened here is we swept liquidity sweep, SMT, and we're in this big 15. Also, we tapped the VWAP. Now, I don't really use the VWAP that much, but instance like this, it's just extra confirmation, all right? So look at this. So liquidity sweep, SMT, tap the VWAP like to the T, and we're in a 15, all right? I'll wait. I don't get in here. I wait. I see this start to push up, okay? These three candles push up, okay? Nice. So made a little order block here. This is the way my order blocks work. I basically do them off the manipulation. So we'll have the SMT. That's the manipulation. Pulls back into that. It's respecting the 50%, which is what I look for. I like to see it respecting about 50%. Then we have this internal SMT. And after that, I just literally put a limit order here. It came back down, it tapped in. I covered the order block. And I didn't really have a specific TP. I just wanted to see what it did because I could have taken it out at this little high here, but it kept closing higher. So I was just like, you know what? We're going to wait it out. I was also on low risk, by the way. So that's why it's only like, what's the percentages? It's only like 1% in the account because I was just low risk because it was no news Monday, I'm pretty sure. But I ended up getting out at about just after CE of this. It was about 53 points to be exact. 53 points, got out CE of this, and not a bad close to be honest because we came up, tapped into that, and went straight back down. And yeah, we didn't really come any higher after that anyway. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with how that went. Good, and there was a couple other good trades on Monday. Really good day actually, surprisingly. So you also had this. We tapped into this. We shoot down big inverse, and you could have gotten in off this wick. Obviously, cover the candle, and then aim for that low of 36 points. Not bad. That's one. There's this one. Tap into that 1 minute SIBI, have an SMT. We push down, we inverse, we pull back into EQ of that little leg there. We have this push away from it. You can enter right there. You can cover that. You can aim for this low, you can aim for here, you can aim for all the way down there. Whatever you feel like, alright? Whatever you feel like. So that was a good trade. That was just a bit out of my time range, and also I already took my trade for the day. So that was Monday. The best day of the week, which it never is. So if we go, take a little look at Tuesday. I took no trades on Tuesday. This was interesting. So market opens, we come down, we turtle soup, we SMT, we tap into this volume imbalance, and then we come up. If you like taking trades at market open, brilliant trade to be honest. I just don't, but you can get in here after that close, cover that, aim for data highs from 8:30 news. It's brilliant. It's a brilliant trade. I don't trade market open, just the way it is for me. But yeah, so I did see this here. We came up, we swept data highs, and we created an SMT here. We pushed down. There's a tiny little inverse there, but not really. But we made this little SIBI, and I was looking to get in shorts here. Reason I didn't, was because of this wick here. This wick came down, tapped into this, and just went straight back up. And I was like, no. Didn't like that at all. That just shows like it's just respecting this, okay? So I decided not to take that short, and it was a good job I did that. Good job I did that. And this is why, like, the way I trade is not mechanical. It's all discretionary. I'm waiting to see what each candle presents. I'm waiting to see what each candle does, how it closes, what it taps into, how it reacts, all of that. It's not just I see 1, 2, 3, enter, boom, that's it, you know. I'm not a robot, so yeah. I'm a human. But anyway, what I wanted to see to actually take an entry here for longs was this. So I seen it respecting this, so I was like, alright, okay. It's probably going to continue higher. What I want to see to get in though is one of these wicks come down, soup this, and then go higher. And then I would have just fired on something there, you know, covered that, and then, you know, just seeing where it took me. Another decent entry is this PXH here. So we took this high, displaced above it, created a gap, pulled back in, could have entered anywhere here, to be honest. Cover the gap, and then you could aim for I think this is like a big 1 hour, something like that. Oh. I don't know what this, no, that's for something else. I don't know, there's probably something to the left you could aim for, but yeah, that's the only real ones I saw that day. But like I said, I want to see Turtle Soup here or an SMT or something for me to get in longs. I always want manipulation for my trades. I don't enter trades unless I get manipulation. That's just the way it is for me. Okay, so, and nice. I don't know what I've done there, but that was Tuesday. So let me show you Wednesday. Wednesday was fun. Not. It did the same thing as last week on, like, I think it was Tuesday or whatever. It's this double manipulation. Has been loving it lately. So market open with Turtle Soup, SMT, another really good market open. Maybe that's the method. I don't know. Maybe I should just start trading market open because, yeah, it just worked. But yeah, so we swept liquidity here. We started to push down, inversion. Time was just a little bit too early for me to take anything here, but this did look like really nice shorts. I'm not gonna lie to you. The reason I didn't get in this is because of this. So we'll have this Bessie here, and look, wicks ended. Remember what I just shown on Tuesday? Same thing, wicking into it, and then what happened? Boom, took out. So, you know, it's a bit of a gamble, to be honest. It could work out. It did work out, but you know, it's not something I take. Not something I take. If we close below that, then maybe. But and at this point, I don't know. I just wasn't feeling it at this point. It's so low, you know, in the range. Like, you know what I mean? It's so yeah, you know what I mean. It's just not really for me, to be honest. Not the way I like to catch them. But anyway, we ended up taking out market open lows. We came down here, took out these lows here and tapped into this 5 minute. Okay, so we actually turtle soup them lows and tapped into this 5 minute. So then we'll have this push up. We had this inverse. This nearly caught me off guard. I'm not gonna lie. This is something I'd take, to be honest. We had manipulation. We tapped into a 5 minute. We displaced off of it. We inversed, and we pulled back into it for an entry. Like, it's something I would take. But it was last week that kind of swayed me off taking it. It was because of what happened on Tuesday. It was literally the exact same thing. It's been doing this lately. It's like a May thing. I don't know. This double manipulation. So what does it do? Comes down, turtle soups, and then starts going up. Now, I was looking at this, but again, this week has just been like this. It's just been tapping into different things. So turtle soup, respect to the 5 minute, pushes up, inverses on the 1 minute, even closes above this. Nice. Pulls back in to get an entry to go higher. But look, see this here? We wick into SIBI again. We're doing it again. So, didn't take it because of that. I'm being safe about it. So what does it do? It does more internal manipulation with this little turtle soup here. Okay. And there's a little gap here it respects. It pushes up. It inverses this. And then wicks back in and I enter. But look, I know what you're thinking. It did the same thing again. Look, it wicked into this SIBI. And I did see that. But I was just fed up. I was just like, it's just going to keep wicking into all these the whole way. And then next it's going to wick into these ones. And then, whatever. So I had to just take a stab at it. That was the way I thought. I was just like, you know what? I'm going for it. I'm getting in. I did have my stops like down here. As soon as I saw that displacement candle, I moved them to about 10 points. I was looking to see these get taken out, but obviously they didn't. This is a mistake I made. I should have managed this trade a lot better. I just left it and got stopped for 10 points. I was up, I could have closed it here after it didn't close above the SIBI. Okay, it didn't disrespect the SIBI. It respected it. Most likely it was going to come back down. I don't know what I was hoping for. But that was just dumb. You should never rely on hope in trading. You should never be like, oh, well, hopefully it just continues higher anyway, even though it's not showing signs of doing it. But, yeah. Most of the time, I would have just closed somewhere here. After I saw this, not respect, I would have just closed there, to be honest. I would have got 23 points or something, which is still over a 1 to 2 hour. It's not bad at all. But I ended up losing 10 points. So, yeah, not a big loss, to be honest. It was not a big loss in the account. It was 0.3 or something. I don't know. It wasn't a lot. And that was on full risk, I think, as well. So, yeah, it wasn't really that much. But still, I could have been up, I could have been up. If I closed at 25 or something, that's the same as the Monday where I did 50 points, because this is proper risk and that was low risk. Yeah, and my low risk is just half of my proper risk, by the way, if that makes sense. So, yeah. So that was Wednesday. It was an alright day, I guess. But this was also this is also a bit of AMD right here, actually. So this ended up being the accumulation, this ended up being the manipulation, and then this was our distribution, which I was trying to catch in the distribution, but it just kept tapping into things. So just one of them days. Probably just shouldn't have took a trade at all, but it is what it is. I didn't take one on Tuesday, so yeah. Sometimes you get a bit bored, you know what I mean? You just want to take something. But if we go to Thursday was interesting from what I remember. Yes, look at this. All over the place on Thursday. So, what happened on Thursday? Market open, we come up, we sweep these highs, we tap into a 5-minute here. We come down, we turtle soup, we SMT to go higher. We inverse as well. This could easily catch you out. Here. To go long. Up to them highs or whatever. Because we have manipulation, we have displacement, we have respect. But then we SMT'd and continued down. So, do you know what I mean? It's a tough one. I guess it did respect this order block. So I guess that's kind of your confirmation against that long, but you know what I mean? This week has just been like this. It's just been very, very wishy-washy. Just there's always things at the opposing side, Monday was the only one that wasn't too bad. But anyway, so SMT would come down. Not a bad short, to be honest. It's just that there's not a crazy amount of confirmation for it, if I'm honest. That's why I didn't take it. But we'll come down. We sweep liquidity. We create an SMT. We didn't tap into anything, but them two things. We push up, but we're in this massive SIBI. So I was looking at this, and I was thinking about longs, because liquidity sweep, SMT, it's good manipulation, but same thing as Wednesday, as last week Tuesday, the double manipulation thing. I just wasn't willing to risk it, especially with it just happening to this. So I waited to see if it would inverse it. It actually didn't end up inversing it, as you can see here. There's like a slight little bit there, and then it like shot down into here and then went higher. When I saw this, I was just like, I don't know. It didn't inverse it properly. It had a big displacement candle down into the BISI. I was just like, it looks like an SL to me. So that's why I didn't get in here. But it was a good trade if you took that buy. It was good. It was just a ballsy one, which has been most of the trades this week. They just required a lot of risk, to be honest. But this one, I did like. This one I did like. I did not take it, but I did like it. We came up, we turtle souped. We'll have this order block. We are respecting it. We're not respecting the 50%. I didn't like that, but we are respecting it. Now, why I didn't get in was we had this BISI right below. So it's literally right there. And I was just waiting for it to tap in and then come back up. We also spent 5 minutes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes in this order block. Normally it doesn't do that. It'll maybe do 2 and then move. So you know what I mean. That's kind of, it's all not really giving me confidence, you know. So I did not get in, but it's a good trade nonetheless. You can get in anywhere here at the order block. You can aim for C of that. You can aim for that low, whatever. You can even, it did go further. Although I just wouldn't do that. But yeah, that was probably the best trade of that day. But still not that confirmed. But that was Thursday. So if we go over to the best day of the week, not Friday. I don't know why I even took a trade. I should have just said, you know what? It's been a terrible week. I'm going to just take my Friday off, go and do something else. I don't know. I trade at nighttime, by the way, because I'm in Thailand. So I trade at like 8:30 at night. So I could have just closed the laptop and went and done something else with my time. But I didn't. I didn't do that, and I suffered the consequences. So yeah. So Friday, what happens? 9:28. We do this random candle. Turtle Soup SMT. We push down. I saw some people actually taking this. To be honest, this is a gamble. I just don't really see why you'd take this. This happened before market open. And then market opens and you take a short. It's just weird. I just wouldn't do it. But everyone can do whatever they want. Anyway, so we inverse this 5 minute. We sweep this. But we're continuing down. So didn't think about entering any longs here at all because we inversed this. There's nothing here, nothing here. We came down. Internal liquidity sweep. Alright. Nothing really that good from that internal liquidity sweep. It's barely anything. Really. This didn't even do anything. So is that much of a manipulation? Don't know. But the thing that got me interested was this. So we inversed. We came up. We inversed. Tap back into it. Had this little internal turtle soup here. Continued to push up. And then this didn't, by the way, this didn't happen when I got in. This little wick here didn't happen. It had wicked down here first. I entered. I had my stop super tight because I just wasn't that confident. But we had the sweep, we had the inverse to continue higher, and then we had internal turtle soup to continue higher. So that was what I was going for here. As soon as I get in, it pushes up, and the turtle soup's the opposite way. I should have just closed it. I should have just said, you know what? Done. But no, I just left it anyway. And ended up getting stopped for 10 points. Friday was a joke, by the way. Friday was just a complete joke. Look at this. The best move was out of the time that I like to trade anyway. But this ended up just being AMD. So accumulation. This was our manip. And then this is the distribution here. So yeah. So the best trade, to be honest, would have been this one. Liquidity sweep, inverse, pullback, SMT, and we'll have this little order block we're respecting too. anywhere there, cover that, aim for the lows. All these lows just look like they want to get taken out, to be honest. You could aim for that. They just look like they want to get taken out. And they did. So, yeah, that was the best trade of the day. And that was when Friday actually got good. But the time I like to trade, it didn't look good at all. No, it was, in fact, it was terrible. It was a terrible week. So, yeah, it's been a tough week, to be honest. But I guess on the bright side, we still ended up green, slightly. It's been a slow month, to be honest. Very slow month, to be honest. But I guess at the end of the day, I'm green, so we're not out here blowing accounts or nothing. So could be a lot worse. But next week, we'll see. Hopefully a lot better. But that is it from me.